Hello again. There's a new player in the extraction shooter market. Now, if you're anything like me, you played a Marathon servers LAN, were ensouled, and didn't buy it. But as the next couple weeks rolled around, I kept following the game on YouTube and Reddit, which slowly but surely was getting me sold. Not because the game looked fun, but because the consensus that playing with randoms is flat out impossible was growing. A consensus that randoms are the devil. And that awoke something in me. Because after all, who better to tackle Marathon than a man who used to rule the streets of Tarkov?
That's me.
A man who reached rank 5 on the global leaderboards in Delta Force somehow. No. And a man who achieved Eternus in Deadlock while playing the woefully underpowered Silver. Who better than your boy? So, this is how I got a Marathon ran on me, gentlemen. Let's get into it. But before officially getting into it, we had to pick a shell. I went through a vigorous vetting process for this. It went something like, I don't care about you. You look like a loser. Get the fuck out of my sight. You're for e-girls. But then, this hit my screen.
Oh, she's hot.
Strong reasoning. Bulletproof even. And it would turn out that I'd actually made a decent decision for once. But I wouldn't find that out just yet. Because my first raid was completely uneventful. Didn't use the single ability. Didn't even see a single player. Kinda boring. However, raid 2 is where things started clicking. Basically, she has this x-ray vision that highlights loot through walls. Which is incredible for a player like me because I rarely like to stop moving to loot. Second ability, and grapple. Oh shit. Right, so basically your Pathfinder from Apex with Loba's vision and your ultimate. Oh shit. Alright, your ultimate, or your prime ability, as they call it, is basically Crypto Soul. So in summary, she's hot, she's sexy, she's bad, and she does everything. Unlike my randoms, because I was about to get my very first taste of where these complaints were coming from, as they both fucking died. God damn it. I did, however, manage to fend off the bad guys, revive them both, and extract. Surprisingly good start, all things considered. But through the raids that followed that one, a pattern was beginning to emerge, and not a subtle one. Raid number 3, the randoms die, and then I die, and somewhere in this shit show, I convinced myself there was a purple shield involved.
No! Like, has a purple shield?
There was no purple shield, it was green. I honestly have no idea where I got that from. My best guess is this little purple marker here. I don't know. Maybe I was seeing into the future because raid 4, we actually do run into a UESC with a real purple shield on our guarded exfil.
No way.
And get fucked. Luckily, Marathon took a page out of Arc Raider's book and lets you extract when you're in the down but not out state. Raid number 5. I kill a guy with a trap I found, which I thought was hilarious.
Dude, I actually got a kill with the trap I got. There's no way.
Until my teammates do what they do best and die, with me following suit shortly thereafter. Raid 6, on the other hand, actually had some meat to it. As we all know, I have the foresight of a literal god, so due to my incredible positioning, I managed to kill the first enemy, steal high ground from him, and take out the remaining 2. Pretty clean.
At least my teammates did a good job of baiting him. Gotta give him that. Can't wait for him to steal all my loot. Yeah, look at him. Look at him. One body each.
That is right. One each, not one between them. They divided the fruits of my labor amongst themselves, like equitable gentlemen. Raids 7 and 8 continue in fine tradition. First of all, I die, and my teammate responds to this crisis by running to the opposite side of the map to loot. Raid 8, I go down and my random tries to revive me while the enemy is in the process of shoving a double barrel shotgun into his asshole. Needless to say, we got team wiped shortly thereafter. And then there was raid number 9, which was a great demonstration of how more coordinated teams are playing the game. Like, what the fuck is that, man? I saw one person through the window. I heard one person shoot and reload. I thought I was about to get a sick timing and fry this one little loser while he's fiddling his wiener. And instead I peek a SEAL Team 6 tactical fucking formation, bro. I mean, needless to say, gentlemen, I hit the sickest spray transfer in history and I killed all 3 of them. Almost. Anyway, raid number 10. I downed 1, 2, and 3 players before dying to a mysterious force, which is when I noticed that my teammate is also somehow dead.
Wait, what? How the hell did my random go down? He wasn't even in the fight. I actually can't believe it. What does he die to? Tuberculosis?
I died to a claymore, by the way. You can see it right here. Nevertheless, it was safe to say that the Reddit nerds may have been onto something, because I was at this point 4 hours deep, and across every single random I'd played with, they held a combined total of 1 runner kill. That's not 1 each, or 1 on average. 1 runner kill combined across the 20 of them. And not a single one had spoken to me on mic. Now, you might be thinking, just play without Phil then. And that is an outstanding point. The thing is, I would rather fight a 3-stack of professionals while blindfolded than share a lobby with a human fungus that are solo versus solo extraction players. Though I did start to notice a couple of things. Thing number 1, I was still low level, and so I was only playing with other low level players. And number 2, I wasn't that great either. I know, shocking. I had some context from you earlier in favor of the whole narrative that randoms are the Antichrist, so let me clear this up. Raid 7, where my teammate ran to loot, I was kind of the reason for that. You see, I went down without a trade and left him in a very disadvantageous position. Raid number 8, I completely whiffed before dying, put my team in a 2v3 and then loudly theorized.
When I was low, I should be safe.
Granted, I did then try and warn him about the danger, but it was too late.
What's right here, close.
So it's easy to in the moment go, you know, they could have done this, they could have done that, you know, these fucking shit ass randoms. Or you can spin the story and make it look like things are the random's fault. Kind of like I did with the power of biased editing. But ultimately, you can't dig your randoms a hole, push them in, pull your pants down and piss on them, and then expect them to climb out in the rain. I think the raid that followed is a pretty fair demonstration of how things can work. So let's grapple into Dire Marsh, where I kill this guy, which means we are winning. I reposition, I hurt the two more, and then I go down. My randoms actually do clean it up because I had put us in such a winning position, but if we'd lost, it's still on me for going down. Like, yes, they're low, but it's a 2v2, which is on paper a fair fight. So the blame, when I started looking more honestly, at least started with me to some extent. Some of the time anyway, far from all of the time, because gentlemen, let me introduce you to the presence of the absolute specimen by the name of Element Helix, a player who seemed to derive genuine sexual pleasure from the act of sucking. At least, that's a conclusion I reached. Right off the rip, he gets knocked 3 times in the span of 2 minutes by the UESC. He then leads us over to this building in bumfuck nowhere that has some serious falling hazards going on. So desperate to get away from this man, I start preparing our exfil when the nerd comes along. I kill the nerd, the specimen then immediately wanders off and dies to a plant. What the hell? What did he die to? But his antics weren't over yet. He gets down 6 times and he doesn't go into the extract. What a player. He's like, where did my friends go? Now, in his defense, as you can see right here, he was a PlayStation player. I don't think I need to elaborate further than that. Raid 13, I got matched with 2 players who immediately pinged for us the W key and push. Finally, a good fucking team, I thought. I mean, look at them. They're even ahead of me, for goodness sake. 1 minute later, however, God fucking damn it. Well, there's only one solution. Keep back up and W key a team myself, baby. God damn it. Okay, yeah, so maybe don't do that. But up until this point, I'd only played Perimeter and Dire Marsh, and they're kind of newbie maps. But recently, I'd unlocked the map Outpost. And since Outpost is a higher level map, I naturally expected the quality of randoms to go up here. So I queue in with optimism, and the raid that followed, well, it was an experience, to be sure. That's the boss.
UESC reinforcements have arrived. UESC reinforcements have...
Oh my god, bro. I don't understand why we're still here. It's just reinforcements and reinforcements, and the boss is here and we're not moving. Like, bro.
UESC reinforcements...
To make matters even worse, it would appear I had Oppenheimer on my team. I mean, I genuinely don't know what possessed him to do that. Eventually, actual players showed up, and though I did manage to kill one, we did then all die because we'd wasted every heal and every single bullet fighting reinforcements for absolutely no reason. And that whole no reason thing, I kind of reached a bit of an epiphany after that. You see, the way I'd been playing wasn't really learning the game, I was just accumulating hours. I'd go in, I'd loot and shoot with no real sense of objective or progression. I'd follow my randoms around like this lost little puppy, reacting to what they want to do instead of exercising my free will. So I sat down with the terribly designed menus in the game. Serious about that, by the way. They look like they were designed by a company that hates you. And I figured out how the progression works. Turns out you trade materials and credits for permanent buffs and shop unlocks. So I found a specific unlock I wanted, and thankfully the game actually tells you where items spawn. So I cross-referenced the 2 item locations, finding that they overlap at Hall or on Perimeter. And finally, I had a real objective. Not just, oh, I guess I'll do my contract, an actual destination that I decided. And dramatic as it may sound, it changed everything. I load in and I immediately know where I'm headed. And I find stacks of the needed materials at Hauler. And I check the items to see that they also spawn down at Overflow. So I ping that shit, and sure enough, my teammates follow me like they're the lost little puppies now. I drone the area, mark the enemies for my team, spot this guy on the roof, kill that guy on the roof. Then I kill a guy on the ground before getting impatient and dying to the third. My teammates, however, do clean up and revive me, and this raid is still far from over as a mid-run mission comes up. I call out the location and I lead the rotation over to South Relay, where we find yet another team. And kill them too. The mid-run mission then asks us to intercept a UESC shipment, which naturally is heavily guarded, and we were already pretty shredded from the last 2 fights. To make matters even worse, my old nemesis, the Purple Shield Clanker, was one of the guards. But through mixing up the angles, even Mr. Purple falls. Oh baby, I might be rich. I really might have been. My loadout value was sitting at 8,000 credits. That's a lot of money. But I am 1 shot from death with not a single heal to my name. But since it was late into the raid and we'd already wiped 2 teams, I was pretty confident that we were the last ones in the lobby. So we all head to the extract, I activate it, and then I spot this.
It's a rook down here.
For the uninitiated, rooks are basically Tarkov player scavs, so I retreat expecting my healthy teammates to handle it, but they don't handle it. Matter of fact, they're both getting pounded down there, so I head down, ready to help, and and die to fucking nothing. My best run completely gone because this man had apparently enchanted his armor with thorns. I genuinely do not know what happened. I mean, not even a kill feed knows. Look at it. Just as BW was down. Bitch, down by what? But actually having a self-made gold made the game a lot more fun to me. It kind of gives it a sandbox feel, which is, in my opinion, a big part of what makes Tarkov the undisputed GOAT of extraction shooters. It gave me this sense of actually progressing and learning on my own accord, not just grinding mindlessly, which is where other extraction shooters like Delta Force and ABI fall flat. And as a bonus, my randoms were starting to get more useful. Not useful as bait more than anything, but useful nevertheless. I managed to find this key card thanks to my X-ray vision, and as we head to the extract, my last remaining random gets got. I grapple up to an unexpected angle where I spot this explosive barrel next to one of the enemies. I shoot it to weaken him before killing him, do a little jumpy jump to a new angle, and none of them could even register what I just did to them. And that was when it clicked. While I kind of felt like I was Shaquille O'Neal who just dunked on a Paralympics team, the whole sequence with the grapple and the barrel and that little jump, it felt like something out of a scripted single player game. Like the level designer had put a big target in this guy telling me grapple here and then put that enemy and the barrel there intentionally for me to shoot. But nobody placed that for me. I just found it. And that's when the realization that the game is in fact kind of sick began to actually really land in my mind. Regardless of the fact that your randoms will likely have fewer neurons in their brains than you have toes on your feet, it's pretty damn good. But we're not done yet. Remember the key card I mentioned? This raid was its moment to shine. I'd used my X-ray vision to see into key card rooms before, and I tended to see a whole lot of unimpressive looking containers, so I didn't have high hopes. But the levels of juice in this room alone, baby, I could hardly believe my eyes, man. I'm talking blue backpacks, gold and purple attachments. Like when I tell you I was getting rich, I mean it. So much so that when it was time to leave, my loadout value read 12.9k. I mean, just call me Elon Musk at that point. But then I heard something. There's people, no? No! I lost the entire haul before it was even mine. Fuck, that's unlucky, bro. Luckily, the gameplay loop was beginning to get so fucking addictive that I just queue right back in with a free sponsored kit. Because you see, gentlemen, I noticed that materials weren't all I needed for my upgrades. You also gotta level up your reputation with different factions to access certain unlocks in the first place. So I started focusing on that too, which led us here. I personally decided to pursue unlocking the green shield, which to start, I was gonna do through this new calorie contract. And it would appear that the entire rest of the lobby was on this very same contract. You'll see what I mean. I pull up and I take out this gross, disgusting looter. And as I push up to scout for his teammates, my teammate falls to a different team. I keep focusing on the 1v3, hoping that my teammates can somehow salvage their 2v3. They couldn't, so I'm forced to play it slow, which I guess Alex the Jedi didn't have the patience for as he left. Like Alex the bitch, if you ask me. Jesus. The whole fucking lobby was here, no? That's a crazy amount of people. As far as I was concerned, that was the entire lobby dead. So I started absent-mindedly, yapping about how I like the quests in the game. I do like how the quests work. They don't really help you. Blah, 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 blah. I guess 3 teams dead in 1 POI wasn't enough, as yet another team pulled up and shot me to death. Luckily, my Chinese friend wasn't gonna let that happen on his watch, so he picked me up before he sacrificed himself so I could get away. He told me to just exist. But after what he did for me, I couldn't do him like that. So instead, I run a whole marathon around the map while I wait for the enemies to exist. And with 5 minutes left on the clock, I run in, revive Jackie Chan for the 3rd time, and we extract together with a minute left on the clock. Absolute cinema, gentlemen. Jesus, 8 kills? God damn, I mean, I knew I killed a lot of people, but 8? You know what else is cinema? This. That's a Steam key for the deluxe edition of the game, by the way. Straight from Bungie themselves. So you're gonna have a better edition of the game than me, because I bought it myself and I only bought the standard edition. So Reddit was right. Playing with randoms in Marathon is, on paper, a nightmare. They don't communicate, they die to plants, they steal your loot, and at least one of them is a PlayStation player. But the thing is, the game didn't get better for me because my randoms got better. It got better because I did. When I stopped following them around, waiting for things to happen and started having a reason to be somewhere, the the antics of the random simply became a second form of entertainment. While the narration may potentially have been a bit pedantic toward him at times, I'd like to make it clear that I was never toxic to him. Even for the GOAT, all I could do was laugh, okay? I mean, after calling him stupid anyway. But there's still a lot to learn and a lot to do in marathons, so if you found yourself enjoying this video, make sure you press the buttons down below, and I might just make another one. Okay, love you, bye!